Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to PyroFalkon's Let's Play Extravaganza, and today's game is Super Mario RPG for the Super NES. I'm just going to go right into this. I'm doing this game because some of my fans, some of you guys, are actually so young you don't even know this game existed, which is kind of sad because this is one of the greatest RPGs. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm just being nostalgic or some crap, but this is one of my favorite games of all time, and it was pretty famous when it made the rounds because it revolutionized a few things that are now staples in modern RPGs. So as you just saw, we're kicking things off with Bowser kidnapping Peach. What a shock. Taking her into his castle, and we're just being Mario and jumping into it without having to squash his kids first. Especially since Bowser just straight up opened the door. So this is actually the second time I'm playing it. I started a Let's Play. My mom was on side commentary, and something truly awful happened. What I named my save file was just awful, so I'm redoing this for my own good and your good. So battles are turn-based, as you can see here, but here's one of the things that they introduced. By the way, this was made by Squaresoft when they were still Squaresoft and not Square Enix. So when you attack, we'll just do a standard attack, and you see Mario punches once, and then the enemies take their turn. But like I said, Mario only punched once, and there's a timing aspect to the fights. So if I hit A at the right time, he does a second punch, and you even heard the little, like, one-up tone. And it works for defense, too. There we go. So I timed that one right, and you can see he ducked and grabbed his hat. So this is one thing that was revolutionary because I don't believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, tell me in the comments, I don't believe there were any RPGs in the mainstream at the time when this came out back in 1996 where you had to be involved with every single thing you were doing at all times. You had to make sure that every hit was timed and every defense was timed, and you were just in it. You were that invested in the battle, you had to pay attention. Whereas with a lot of, say, Final Fantasy games, as great as they are, if you were overpowered in a particular area, you could just hold A all day and just auto-attack everything and you'd be good. Oh, by the way, if I know the story, so I'm going to go through the text a little fast. If I go too fast, let me know that too in the comments and I'll slow down. So here we have Mario's special abilities. Right now he only has one. It's jump, but this also has a timing. You'll hear a little one-up sound if I do it correctly. Like that. And I just deflected Bowser's little attack. So Mario's magic is basically just his jumpy feet. Not to mention fireballs, which you will eventually get one of these days. Haha, nice pun. It's a chain reaction. Cute. The writing is pretty good in this game. It's not, knee-slapping hilarity that you're going to quote for years on end, but it will put a smile to your face. Bonk. Now, I mentioned before, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and, I used to have the touch on this, and what I mean by the touch, and all of you are going to have this game too, where you have that one game, and maybe you haven't found it yet if you're kind of on the young side, but you will have that one game that you are simply so good at that, you remember everything about it, you remember all the secrets, you can't be defeated, it's like child's play to you. And I'm not talking like artificially like difficulty levels, because a lot of games, you can just stick on easy and easily beat. Oh yeah, so here's the main plot. So it looks like we beat Bowser and beat the game, and then this crap happens. Which, as you can tell, is not exactly a standard Mario character. So the star in the sky broke, the sword with 2 mouths and 4 eyes and 4 horns and a very unhappy expression because he just got woken up out of his bed is staring you down. And we are getting started with the main plot line. Hoorah. But yeah, so I used to have the touch with this game. I used to have, you'll see it in a bit, but there are like 31 or 39 hidden boxes throughout the world that you have to find, and I used to have all the locations memorized. I'm not going to 100% this game just because I don't want to. I don't remember everything, and I don't remember now where all those boxes are. I've lost the touch to this game. But there are some secrets that I do want to show you, and I will likely look them up on wikis and such if I don't remember how to get to them, because I really want you guys to see it. Adorable. Oh yeah, she's Toadstool right now. She's not Peach yet, because she was not Peach until the N64 version came out. So in this rare moment, you see Mario here, and this is another cute thing that they do in this game. Like, my A button, which is usually the button to advance things, is locked. I am forced to push B. And then Mario jumps off. And there's a lot of those little things around, and I'll point them out. Check this out. I love how Mario gets into bed. Faceplant. That's how I want to get to bed sometimes. I'd probably break my bed frame and piss off my downstairs neighbor. Oh yeah, and I literally have to jump out of bed. So, yeah, she's at the castle. Don't worry your stupid spotted little head, Toad. Mario, would you please bring her back? Do I have a choice? No? Ugh, fine. I'm going to black out the screen here because this is the save screen, and like I said, I really wrote something dirty on the my save file the last time around. I didn't realize it was dirty. This is why Google is your friend, because I was trying to be funny and just came up with a random phrase, which I thought was funny at the time. But just in case, like, I recorded the episodes, I did everything, edited them, uploaded them, and I was all set and ready to send them. And in fact, I was planning on showing my first 4 episodes of this game before I did the new Super Mario U game. But then I decided I better Google what I wrote on my save file name, and I did, and Urban Dictionary gave me a really horrifying definition. So, yeah, I'm having to throw those episodes out. But that's okay, now we're all set. I am simply PFalkon, that is my save file, and we are all set. So this is one of my favorite things that Mario does. Mario never talks in this game. He didn't have a voice yet. So here you'll see him mime stuff, and I'll be quiet while this happens. Oh, never mind. That wasn't the really funny one. But you did see that his miming ability allows him to defy gravity, which is freaking amazing. Oh, let's not do that yet. So now Toad's basically giving you the tutorials if you don't know what you're doing. So he's giving me a mushroom. Yes, I know how to use items. So he's going to give me 3 more mushrooms. Or not. Oh yeah, so now he talks about timed hits. Because a Goomba comes up, and I'm like... I love this part. He's like, hey, you better watch out. He knows about timed hits. And the Goomba's all... I'm fucking out of here, man. So, yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. We need to tell the Chancellor about Toadstool. Oh, okay, there's my 3 mushrooms. Get the hell out of here, Toad. So, I come from the old school of Sierra, S-E-S-O, save early, save often. So you will often see me saving. Luckily, this is the days before load screens and other BS, so it's very quick. So battles aren't randomized. You simply walk into an enemy and it all breaks down. And it's just, you know, it's still an RPG. I'm getting experience points. You level up. In fact, it has a few... It actually has the Pokemon method of stats, as you can see here. All we have is speed, attack, defense, magic attack, and magic defense. And so it's very simplified. Because at the time this came out, I think was Final Fantasy VI out yet? Maybe only Final Fantasy IV for the Super NES. That's 2 for American audiences, but anyway. And they had vigor and, you know, strength and all this other stuff. And it's great. I mean, those were, like, more RPG-ish. But, and enemies here you can see are weak against certain things, like, I just jumped on that one Koopa Troopa for, or Paratroopa for 80, but if I punch him in the face, even with a double hit, it's only 6. So enemies have their strengths and weaknesses. Mario's jump is unique in that it usually is strong against everybody who doesn't have a spike on his back. Earned some coins from that battle. Excellent. Now, I do usually grind in RPGs. If I do any grinding, I will not put that on camera. I'll just do I won't even do a time lapse. I'll just do a time skip and just tell you that I leveled or grinded or whatever. Some of the fights in this game are fairly intense. It is on the grand scheme of things, this RPG is a lot easier than most. It's designed for kids, although it has enough complexities that, you know, even if you're a hardcore RPG fan, you will find things that you like in it. And I just died because I was not paying attention to my health. Well, I feel stupid. But I get to keep... Okay, I get to keep all my experience points. That's good. This is what happens when I'm talking instead of concentrating. That's really embarrassing that I die on the first goddamn area. So, okay, I guess I will... Actually, I'll shut up. I'm going to listen to the music. It's pretty cool here. I could listen to the battle theme all day, which is good because, like, it's the only battle theme that plays. There's, like, the normal fight and then the boss fight, and that's it. They have a couple special songs they'll do, but not too many. Let's actually keep an eye on my health this time. But anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, I do grind. I want tons of experience points and cash. Very important in the game, like any other RPG. And I don't want to bore you guys with just fights like this. But the first time I go through an area like this, I'll show you everything. Or, as always, I mean, it's your Let's Play too. Let me know if you want me to skip anything. So Mario's hit level 2 here, and like all RPGs, everything goes up. Hit points up by 5, attack up by 3, blah, blah, blah. But then every time you level up, you also get to choose a bonus. And I always have a system for these bonuses. So every even level, I give my character hit points. And for every odd level, I give them whatever else depending on what kind of character they are. So for Mario, it's always hit points and power. And since this is an even level, he gets hit points. So now his hit points are up to 28. Which is quite a boost since it started at 20. One level got me like almost 50% more hit points. Plus a level up fully heals you, which is useful. And now these guys are... Ah, crap. Hit that way too early. For some reason I anticipated that I have another turn. Ah! Good thing Goombas can't do that in normal Mario games. So the game's pretty well designed. These first few areas kind of acclimate you, especially if you're a Mario fan. You get to see Mario enemies and deal exclusively with Mario content, other than that ginormous sword at the very beginning. Saving Toads and learning how everything works. Which is great, because like I said, the game quickly goes off the rails, in a good way. Putting new stuff and... you know, showing new enemies and letting Square Enix have fun with it. At the time, like, Nintendo was just super hardcore about keeping their intellectual... Well, I guess they still are, if YouTube has anything to say about it. But anyway, they were super hardcore about, okay, those flowers sometimes appear from wiping out an enemy. And that one said HP max, which is great. But there's a few different ones. My favorite one is Once Again, because that lets you take a free turn, which is awesome. So anyway, Nintendo used to be super hardcore about their IPs. I mean, they still are, obviously, but... and they didn't loan out characters, especially not Mario, without, you know, being super sure that it would, you know, he'd be treated with respect and that they wouldn't break the whole Mario universe or whatever. So they gave Square the job, and Square did a phenomenal job. I mean, there's nothing un-Mario about this. Well, there's nothing... There, like... the whole thing is very Mario-ish. The wacky enemies are kind of, well, wacky. But there's only one enemy in the entire game who is like mind-blowing, not even close to what Mario should be or could be. And it sort of works because he's like the super crazy hidden boss dude. And I will definitely fight him. And the super crazy hidden boss dude is difficult. He's more difficult than the final boss. So if you can beat the hidden boss, it's kind of like the Emerald Weapon in Final Fantasy VII. If you can beat him, then you can beat the final boss with no problems. In fact, when I get to that point, I don't know how long those fights usually take me, but it's pretty crazy. And he might get a whole episode of his own. RPGs are kind of weird in that way, because like the first time I talked to somebody who was a D&D veteran, and he had never played video games, but I told him about Final Fantasy, and I was mentioning that in Final Fantasy, you know, a level up gets you like 100 freaking hit points or more, and he's like, he thought that was insane, but it's all about scale, because in D&D, like, if you have a lot of hit points, you're like in the what, 50s, 60s, 70s, somewhere in there, and enemies don't hit you for more than a few hit points. Whereas in Final Fantasy, you know, when you hit those upper levels, a standard enemy is hitting you for, you know, hundreds, maybe even thousands of hit points. So it's all about scale. And with this game, the scale is pretty small. The maximum number of hit points you can have for any one character is 255. Well, and that applies to all stats and stuff. The maximum is 255. So it's all pretty low scale and easy to remember and such, which is good because, like I said, it was designed for kids more than anything else. So one of the items I just got was called a flower tab. I got that for saving that toad. And in this game, magic points are called flower points, and they're party-wide. So if you have two mages in your party, they might wind up cannibalizing each, you know, their own flower points. So you want to be careful and have a good balance to your team. And that's why I said the game isn't exactly the game is not newbie-ish. It's designed for kids, but that doesn't mean it's easy. And there are some tactical decisions you have to make. Like, you can outfit your Mario so he's super awesome at magic, his jumps and his fireballs, but if you do that, then you'll have other characters who are primarily mages who might suffer, because if you have a team of mages, a full 3-man team of mages, they're going to wind up burning through flower points really, really fast. So here we come to our first boss, Hammer Bro. My hammer and I don't like you. Oh yeah? Well, suck it. I love Toad panicking. We're gonna jump in his face. And since this is the boss music, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut during the boss fight so you can enjoy the music. So that get a freebie that you saw during the fight, I forgot about that. When you use an item, you have a chance, and it's a small chance that you can eventually increase, but you have a chance of getting the item back after you use it, which is really cool. So there is some luck involved in the fights, and obviously you can't rely on luck, and luck usually isn't a game changer in the game, but it's useful. Like that just saved me a bunch of coins. And Mario just grabbed his first weapon. And since I'm almost at 20 minutes, I'm going to call the episode here. And we will see Mario equip his weapon and move on to the Mushroom Kingdom in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.